A mother is a student. Feb of 2021 was when I discovered I was pregnant with my first child. Number one, I was excited, but I'd want my child to freely express her feelings.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to our YouTube channel. For this edition, we are having a Mother's Day tribute. And with me on stage is a phenomenal woman. She's a mom, a comedian, an actress. I know by now you already have someone in mind. But with that, I will let her introduce herself. Boys and girls, give it up for... Dun-dun.
Drum roll!
Yes, please.
Yay!
Karibu sana.
Asante.
You're looking so lovely. Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
So are you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Jambi.
Thank you so much. Thanks
Yeah.
so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And first of all, happy Mother's Day in advance.
Asante, I appreciate.
Yes. So we'll let you introduce yourself. Tell
Okay.
us who you are.
All right. Hi, my name is Wagori, but you know me as Auntie Jemimah. I am a comedian, I am a mother, and I love motherhood. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's everything. Yeah.
She already said she loves motherhood. It's everything. So today, as I was going through your stories on Instagram,
Yeah.
you said that before one is a mom, she was someone else.
Correct.
So tell us, who is Wangare before being a mom?
Before being a mother, Wangare is a comedian. Wangare is a lover of life. Wangare is someone who loves soft life. Mimi struggle, najua haina mahali tutapewa reward. So excuse me if I don't like that side. And Wangare is someone who's also passionate about mental health, especially, before I'm a mother, especially for creatives and for anyone who's in the public space. Then now, after a mother, I'll talk about that. I have been born and brought up in Keno. Went to school at Uthero Genesis, cleared, went to high school, went to college. Funny thing is, I studied accounts.
Hey, jamani.
Nilo unafanya unaambia mzazi, ndio hii.
Ni yako.
Ni yako hii, wacha sasa nikimbie. But I practiced for, I think, 3 years. And then I realized, this is not where my heart is. I've always known that that was not where my heart was. So I think it was just a matter of time for me to discover and to also have the courage to face the reality. And so I quit accounts and went into comedy. Yeah, which is where the heart is and it is happy. Yes.
So let's talk about, we are here because of Mother's Day, and
Yeah.
this is a Mother's Day tribute, and so we will focus more about your life as a mother.
Yeah.
So let's first start with, when did you first realize you're pregnant, and what are the feelings that came to your mind at that point?
Feb of 2021 was when I discovered I was pregnant with my first child. I was, number one, I was excited and I was very scared because we had not planned. Kalingia. So that was the initial feeling. But I was so excited because for some reason, to me, it was a confirmation of so many things. Number one, no offense to anyone who does not want to have a child. I totally respect that. But it comes with a different, I don't know how to term it, but it also, even after giving birth, I was telling my therapist that my feminine side was more alive after I gave birth than before. So to me, it was more, there was a lot of confirmation about my feminism after I conceived.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
And so now you are on a journey of being a mother. So in your own terms, who is a mother?
A mother is a student because that little human being has taught me so much. She continues to teach me a lot. But a mother is also an angel because you have been trusted with a life from conception inside of you to when they're growing. And I was telling my friend this the other day that 99% of parenthood is actually on the mother, not even the father, and we appreciate them and we love them. But the biggest role is played by the mother, especially before a child gets to teenagehood. That is where the biggest role is played by them. And that is why even when they're speaking, we call it mother tongue and not father tongue. You get that?
Yeah.
Because the biggest role is on the motherhood. So a mother is a student and a mother is, I think, an angel. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. A mother is a student and an angel.
Yeah.
So let's now move to you're pregnant,
Yeah.
and then now you deliver a baby.
Actually, the first, I delivered a stillborn, the first pregnancy. That was in 2021. It was the toughest journey for me. First of all, I didn't have morning sickness. So I always tell people I had the smoothest pregnancy. Both of my pregnancies have been smooth. Physically, I was okay until, for the first baby, until I got to 34 weeks and my water broke before 40 weeks. I go to hospital and I'm told, unfortunately, there is no fetal activity. So it was, wow. So the first thing was I broke down because this is my bundle of joy I've carried for 34 weeks. I had so many questions. I didn't understand. At some point, I asked God, why did you let me carry up to 34 weeks? And then take her away just for 6 weeks, shy to 40 weeks. So there were so many questions that were not answered. However, it brought, because I shared that story on social media, the beauty about it is that I got so many stories from different women who have gone through either miscarriage or a stillbirth, and it brought to light something that has not been spoken about so many times. The only thing that is vocal about stillbirths and miscarriages are bad eyes and baby showers in our watoto. That's the only thing people talk about.
Yeah.
And yet we have so many things that are medical issues and problems.
People do not know.
People don't, and they don't talk about. So for me, what that did is, number one, it made me accept death. Losing my child made me accept death. And you know, it's the only sure thing in life. You don't know if you'll wake up tomorrow, but we're all sure we'll die at some point. It made me accept that death will come at any point, at any age. I know there's that 70 age that is there that people say unafika 70 after that, but losing my child at that age made me accept that. And then it has also made me now want to vocalize more the issues around maternal health. Yeah, so it was a tough journey for me, and I went into healing, took a break from work, went into healing, came back, 3 months later conceived. Hatukucheza sisi na sisi. But the doctors advised us that if you want to conceive again, the best thing is to try immediately, because the birth hormones are still active and it helps somehow fill the void. The other baby does not replace the other baby, but it helps you with the healing process.
It does.
Yeah.
Sure does. Before we move on now to your second conception, let's just talk about, there's a question we asked on social media the other day. When one loses someone who is close to them, there's so many advice that you get from people, ni mapenzi ya Mungu. So in your experience, what is one thing that you have wanted to hear at that moment when you lost your baby?
I think what I needed to hear more, I had, because even when making calls, the first person I called was my dad and my mom. And then for friends, I called a friend who had gone through the same, who had lost a baby before, because I knew she would understand. At that point, I just wanted people to tell me it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Your feelings are valid. It's okay you're angry. At that time, allow someone. I just wanted to be told that. And that is what she did. She told me, it's okay. I'll be here for you. So whatever you're saying that people tell you, huyo hakuwa wako, come on, huyo alikuwa wangu. That is why God had placed the baby in me. I tell people, if you have nothing better to say, I'd rather you just come and keep quiet. Let me go through whatever I'm going through. And yeah, and it also brings to light the way Africans handle grief. We really want to quicken the process. It's like we want her to do something better, or him, but what she needs or what they need as a couple is to go through the grieving process. That way it will not be piled up into trauma later in life. And again, people don't know anything better to say, because again, they're also responding to their own traumas. So for me, the question you had asked is what I would have wanted to be told. It's okay to go through what you're going through. Yeah.
And I hope people can hear that. And every time someone loses someone or they're going through the process, just let them be.
Please.
Yes. So you talked about, just on the same issue of losing your baby.
Yeah.
The what Africans or Kenyans have in mind about baby showers and, being or just putting your pregnancy journey out there.
Yeah.
And I know you went through some of you saw what some people are saying
Correct.
about, you know, the baby bump
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
So what would you want to clarify, or what would you want to tell people who have such mentality at such a time?
Number one, it's 2024, guys.
Yes,
Kwani
please.
hizi macho mbaya hazifikiki na Rihanna? So what I'd like to tell people is you cannot hide a pregnancy. 9 months pregnancy. In Kikuyu, we say, "Wonariate guo," which basically means the moment it shows off in your dresses, that's it. You can't hide a pregnancy, number one. Number two, when we put up photos of our baby bump, we are not doing it to attract bad eyes. I mean, I don't think there's a mother who'd want to attract death while they're doing that baby bump shoot. It is to celebrate, number one, our femininity, our beautiful journey, and you need to allow people to be. If someone wants to share their pregnancy story, let them be. Stop projecting that they are attracting bad eyes at shetani. Huyu shetani yake anakwaga active Africa. Can you stop giving the devil so much power? Come on. I tell people, when you accept that ati hizo macho mbaya una attract zitaua mtoto wako, I ask people, kwani the God you pray cannot protect your child? You don't give so much power to God as you give to Satan. The issue of baby showers, again, it is to celebrate motherhood. It is for friends to gift and to, you know, share their journeys. What maybe I'd like to add on baby showers is, can we also do them differently? Can we invite professionals who can talk to the mother on how to prepare for birth, on what to do after you give birth, on breastfeeding, on postpartum depression? I think we can also do better on that. It's not an invitation again for bad eyes, but we can add up to that. I love baby showers, although I didn't want one for myself. That is because I'm super introverted. So mimi crowds hunishtua sana. Okay, yeah, I get that a lot. I get that a lot. So yeah, let's do better. It's 2024. Mungu akona nguvu
Akona nguvu kabisa.
sana.
Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
that
you.
journey.
Asante.
So as we move on,
Yeah.
so you find out that you're pregnant again.
Yes.
And this time you get a baby girl.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experience in first holding her and just looking at her.
So now this one now was super traumatic. After you lose a child and then you conceive again, there is the constant fear of losing this other child. So when I realized I was pregnant again, I was in denial. I wanted to be pregnant again, but I didn't want to be pregnant. I remember testing and it was invalid, the strip test. It was invalid. I was like, oh, thank God I'm not pregnant. But I had to go test again because my period was late. So I went now to the doctor. I did a blood test and they told me they'll send in an hour. And I waited and the results came and I could clearly see I was pregnant. But I called and I told them, so inasema siko pregnant? And it was like, no, Mercy, you're pregnant. So Mercy is my other name. I don't know why they gave me that name, but it's okay. So the doctor confirmed and they told me, no, you're pregnant. I was like, oh, okay, sawa. So now I started this journey. So I was going to clinics, I think almost every week because I was scared. If I did not hear the baby kick, I'd rush to the clinic. There was this time she had not kicked the whole day. I was on radio. I was a radio presenter before. So I used to work from 3 to 7. So the whole day she didn't kick. So I went to work. I was crying. I told my PC, the head of radio, my baby has not kicked. And he was like, please go get checked. So I rushed to hospital, and she started kicking immediately I got there. This baby is also can take us through hell. Yeah. But it was important. So I went through the whole period. So at 24 weeks, we did all tests at every stage. You know, the one you check for deformities, Down syndrome. So at 24 weeks, we tested for gestational diabetes, which is what we suspected took away the other child. And it confirmed, I tested positive for gestational diabetes. Oh my God, that was another yes. I remember calling the head of radio, telling him I can't make it to work. And I didn't even finish the call. I was like, nimeambiwa. And I broke down. So I wrote the texts, wrote also to the HR, and she was so kind. God bless you, Jemimah. She told me, take all the time you need. If you don't need to come to work, let me know. It's okay, we'll organize. But again, I went for therapy after confirming I had gestational diabetes. But I worked with the doctors, controlled it with the diet, didn't work. So I had to go into medication. So it was now diet and medication, which helped, by the way. I was able to snap back after, because I ate very healthy during the pregnancy. And then, so remember, I lost the other one at 34 weeks. So now that trauma, the power of the mind, I could not go beyond 34 weeks. I had told the doctor, and he also confirmed, he told me, it's okay, we can still deliver the baby at 34 weeks. So when I clicked 34 weeks, went to hospital, nilienda asubuhi. Nilikuwa nashtuka. Yes, ile ni leo. I actually told him before, because I was on text with him. Anything happened, I'd text him. So I told him, Monday is 5th and it's 34 weeks. I need to come. Akaniambia sawa. I think he had forgotten. So when I went, he was like, no, come back next week. I was like, doc, siwezi. Siwezi make. Alafu nilikuwa nimefura juu ya pressure, kuogopa. So he told me, fine, we can't induce you during the day, so go come back in the evening. I was like, no, it's okay, I'll stay here.
You were that committed.
Yes, and scared. So I got admitted on 5th of December, and then in the evening, that's when I got induced. My water broke at 6 a.m. the next day, now 6th of December, and went into labor. Oh, that's another story. Then by 12 noon, I had my baby. The only thing Jambe was looking forward to was the cry of that baby. Remember, I pushed a still baby last year, the previous year. So for this one, the only thing I was looking forward to was that cry. And the moment she cried, I think I was born again, because I cried, I was happy, I looked at her, she was fine, that baby is beautiful.
She is.
I look at her, I ask God, this one is mine? Okay, thank you. So she healed me. My mom tells me, she walked in 5 minutes after I gave birth. Nakumbuka nikikwambia nilikuwa nimefura. She told me, ulikuwa sawa after you gave birth. That pressure iliisha, sayo hiyo. And you know my mom can't lie. She was like, you changed immediately. And I was like, yeah, that is what I needed. Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Asante.
That's so beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I know motherhood changes a lot of things.
It does.
So what changed? What changed for you?
Number one is time. Okay, number one, physically you change. Your stomach, yeah, it changes. Number two, there's time now, because now my baby had colic. First 3 months we were transniting, so again time, so it's too much on you. I would hear people saying prepare for birth, and you'd think they don't know what they are saying. So I insist, if you don't have a child and you're planning to have a child, you need to prepare, number one, physically. Because most of the time, if your child has colic, you'll be rocking them. Number two, emotionally. It drains you. It's a lot of work. So you have to be ready for that emotionally, financially. Guy, diapers ni expensive.
Tell them.
And the worst thing is that unatumia unatupa.
Sasa
tunaweka mahali ama unatupa. And again, you also want to give your baby the best. So financially, you need to be ready. You need to buy her good clothes. You want to take her to fancy places to enjoy. So those are some of the changes I experienced. The other thing is even socially. First 3 months, stop visiting mothers first 3 months. Please let them sleep. Let them take care of the baby. Let the baby also grow. First 3 months, the baby doesn't look like anyone. So honestly, stop lying to us. Kana kufanana, uongo. Hakajui kanakaaje hata hako. Kako tu mahali kanajitafuta pia. So let the mom rest, because like me during the day, I'd sleep. When she was sleeping during the day, I'd sleep with them. So if you can, visit them after. And then again, time-wise, now I can't go to places and overstay. 5 inafikanga, I need to start getting home if I'm not home already. The other thing is that, again, you need to be ready to be a student. You think or you thought you know a lot, these kids come and teach you a lot. And then again, sometimes you have to obey them because it's your kid, it's your child. Yeah, so those are some of the changes that I have experienced. And we thank God for them. Yeah, we thank God for the changes. Yeah.
So many people have interacted with Mama Ngozo.
Yes.
The African mom,
yeah.
the tough mom.
Yeah.
So who is Mama Nduta now?
So Mama Nduta is this calm woman.
Calm.
I remember Baba Nduta telling me, hey, sometimes I don't even believe it's you because of the way the baby has changed you. I am more patient because I don't have a choice. Before I used to be very, at 10 p.m. niko bed and I can't do anything because he was someone who would stay up late, maybe watch something, enjoy his time. So sometimes I'd go visit him and he'd tell me, usiniambie umekuja kunikalisha, just say umekuja kulala kama mimi nafanya vitu zangu. Because at 10 p.m. I was in bed. Now I have to wait for her to sleep. Fast. Yeah. So it comes with a lot of compromise. Before I was very selfish with my time, with myself, but now I've had to compromise when she wakes up at night, because even sai hajaanza kulala throughout, I'm still breastfeeding. So I have to wake up and breastfeed, and it's okay. So it has really had a wholesome change in me. And I love that. Most importantly, the one thing I've noticed is that I am more patient now than I was before. Yeah.
So what was ifikiria ati mama ngoza ulewa?
Hapana. Oh, you'd be surprised. You find me in that house, rolling huko chini na wese, you'd not believe it's me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Thank you.
So as the baby grows, you know, there's that change from being a toddler to now someone who speaks.
Yeah.
So what are some of these changes that you have noticed, and maybe how have they changed? How maybe you interact with her?
So she's actually now getting into toddler because she's 1 year, 5 months. So I've noticed before you'd hold her, I was telling Grace here that when you hear people saying that they grow so fast, you think it's a cliche. But where I was not ready. One moment you're rocking her to sleep because of colic. The next moment she doesn't even want to be held. Anataka kutoka. She's more independent now. She'll hold your hand when she wants something. She'll hold your hand and take you to where she wants to, or whatever she wants. And then I've noticed now she's ukikataa chukue kenya nataka. Like if you refuse her to hold the remote, we analia. Before ungechukua na uweke and she's okay. Right now she really wants that. She knows what she wants. Yeah. And it's interesting to just watch her grow. Watch her grow taller, watch her grow heavier, take her for those jabs in the clinic. Oh my goodness. It's just amazing watching human beings grow. Like I've said, I respect women who have no desire to have children because I know they have their own reasons. But Jambi, if I was asked, I think I'd tell every woman to give birth once, just once in your life. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Yeah. Oh, bless you and all the best. Yeah.
So now that you understand the process of giving birth and raising a kid, what would you want maybe to tell your mom? Because now she had to raise you to now being this woman that you are.
First of all, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'd like to say thank you so much for bringing us up to where we are and still being so graceful. I'm sorry for all the times we were probably, let me talk for myself, for all the times I was nagging and all those things, but it's part of growing up. But really, thank you. Thank you so much. I now understand some things. I was telling my sister the other day where maybe sahi naelekea kale ka age hatukuwa tunaongeleshana na madhe juu tumekosana, amenipe sijui kazi sijui what. Right now I'd go running, do whatever she wants, but I just say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and you've done well, Mom. You've done really well. I send you and I give you all your flowers. Yeah. Thank you.
So, you know, they've been talk about gentle parenting.
Yeah.
And that is like more softer than maybe what we grew up to.
Yeah.
So would you want to raise your baby in a different way from how you were raised maybe?
Yes. I would want to do it differently on some parts, especially on the parts of, you know, our parents were also going through trauma.
Yeah, sure.
From their parents. And so there was some that was passed on to us. But I'd want my child to freely express her feelings, freely tell me this is happening, freely tell me this is what is happening. I've seen it with my niece and nephew. Oh, that girl expresses herself. When you try to say something she did, like my sister is very fond of doing that. She tells me, nduta alifanya. She's like, waje kusema maneno yangu wewe. So I'd want that. I'd want more of that. I'd want to be friends with my child. I would want, because we've had to reparent ourselves. Later in life, gone into therapy because of things maybe that happened to us. I want, and I'm really trying to do it differently. So yes, not because they did it wrong. I always say they did the best they could have at that time with the resources they had. And now we can also do better with the resources we have, with the knowledge we have, with the time we have, with the money we have. I will definitely do it differently. And it has started even with the baby-friendly vaccine. Because why? Hey, Mimi, I was like, I am not ready to rock my child's G after that jab. So I was like, there's an option of baby friendly. Okay, my insurance can cover that. Yes, wacha apatiwe hiyo.
Anything.
Even meno, wangu napeleka kwa dentist. Mimi, we will not cry the whole day. We will not, apana, I will take her to the dentist. You want to travel? I want to travel with my child. I want to expose her from as young as she might be to the other world, because exposure does a lot to the human brain, and it helps even appreciate different cultures. It also helps with emotional intelligence. I don't know if you've interacted with people who tell you, who talk just anyhowly, and their excuse is, sisi tuko hivyo kwetu. But come on, hauko kwenyu sahi, uko huku nje una interact na watu. So it will, I pray and I work so hard to make sure I get the funds and the resources to expose her to so much in the good way. Yeah.
Vile tu umesema, I saw a meme somewhere that said, inafikanga point unacha sasa kublame your background.
Thank you.
Background,
yes.
That's not an excuse.
Now
anymore.
you can change that narrative.
Move on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So also there's so much talk about motherhood and career.
Yeah.
So I'm sure once you gave birth, you had to maybe hold on your career. So how long did it take you to go back to working?
Oh, yeah. So I was telling Grace, I don't think I want to get another child now. I understand why Beyonce and Rihanna have given birth in their late 30s. Because for me, and for anyone in the creative world, you are your office. Yeah. So the moment you go into maternity, your work stops. Even right now, I haven't gone back fully into it, because again, motherhood comes. When it calls, I have to stop everything else and go back there. So I understand, and if I knew, again, I always keep saying we need these workshops for creatives, for people to understand how it works, for women who are creatives to be told that maybe you can give birth as early or wait until this age, accumulate not enough, but up to some point where you can be able to sustain yourself if you go into maternity, maybe for that 1 year or 2 years. So yeah, it needs a lot of balance, and it takes a lot. Motherhood is a full-time job. So it takes a lot to balance. So ukiona a creative mom ameenda into break ama unashindwa ako wapi, si kukataa ama si kupotea, ni motherhood pia imetushika hii side ingine. Yeah.
And maybe how long did it take you to at least, or bado just fully go into your work kabisa?
So after maternity, we were given 3 months maternity leave. I went back to work. The good thing about what I was doing back then is radio. Yeah. So I was working 4 hours a day. So I'd be able to stay with my baby up to 1 p.m. then go back. But I recently resigned because, again, sasa sikuwa productive on the digital side. So that is why I've resigned from mainstream, and now I'm working now into going back fully into digital. If you notice, we haven't been very active, but it's in the pipeline. Yeah. So we are now getting back.
We already started seeing you back with all the campaigns and everything. Okay. 1 year, 5 months, as you said.
Yes.
Raising Ruta.
Yeah.
What would you say has been your lowest moment so far?
My lowest moment so far, there was a time she had an infection, a bacterial infection, when she started picking things to eat, and she would cry. I don't know what is wrong. You want to fix. As a mother, you want to just take away the pain. I went to hospital, she was crying. And then people know me, so they tend to say hi every now and then. And so the baby was crying, and people were pitying me. So they were, woi, nini. I was like, I don't know. I remember I broke down in hospital also. So I think that was the lowest moment for us. It wasn't really bad, but watching her just cry and just being helpless, that was the lowest moment of my life. Yeah, with her.
What about the highest moment?
The highest? Actually, there have been many. Watching her sit down on her own, now watching her walk, and watching her just laugh uncontrollably when you do something funny, those are just some of the highest moments of my life right now. Yeah.
Okay. So I know personally there's some things that I think about maybe when I want to give birth, I want my child to, I want to parent her in this way, this style. Yeah. So now looking at, you are not a mom, now you are a mom. Some of the things that you thought about then, are they now coming to life once you give birth? Or maybe things kwa ground vitu ni different?
Yeah, kwa ground vitu ni different. I remember telling my sister, I work out. I love working out. Yeah. So I remember telling them that so after 3 months nikirudi job nitakuwa hit back gym. Hiyo ni kujiambia. So you can. There are people who can. Unfortunately, if you ask me, I think it's too early because you're still breastfeeding, and when you start working out, it also affects your milk production. So that was one of the things kwa ground ilinipata ni different. What else really? I think just that thing of sleeping, by the way, it gets you, it can be too much. That lack of sleep, it can be too much. And especially when you have friends or relatives who don't understand that you need some time to just sleep and rest, that one can really affect you. What else has been different? Oh yeah, I also wanted to take her swimming in the first 3 months. Sijaweza mpaka sasa. But I think when she clocks 2 years, I'll be able to take her. There are things I really wanted to do because we are a modern mom, career working mom. Where say? Kwa ground ni different. It's a lot of work. By the way, it's a lot of work. Yeah. But it's beautiful work. Yeah.
So also in I know as you raise your baby, of course kama sayuko hapa, there's someone with her.
Yes.
So maybe will you acknowledge some of the people who have helped you in this journey?
Yeah. Number one, my sister, my small sister was with me in labor for the 2 babies. Oh, she has been there for me even when I was cranky. I know there are times I was restless because I was tired. There are times we tunge fight, but really thank you so much, Modoni. She's been there. I tell her, when you give birth, wherever you'll be, I will come. I will come. And then I'd like to thank my mom. She's also been so grateful, so graceful and super. I call her, oh, amefanya hivi, amefanya hivo, and she's happy to share. She's happy to tell me, apana, this will happen, nini, fever ya meno, sijui nini. Kameanza, hiyo ni meno. Nikatafanya nini. I've worked with my pediatrician. I'm grateful. I've also, my friends, 2 of them, Caroline and Olivia, I call them more because they gave birth way before, and they tell me, apana, do this, do that, nini. Yeah, so, and then I've had two nannies. One was Waithera, and really grateful. Waithera came when the baby was still small. I think she was 3 months. And I remember when she came that evening, mtoto alinisumbua sana, she was just crying. And she was like, wacha nikusaidie. She took the baby, akamlalisha na tumbo. And she kept quiet, and I was like, okay. And they just blended from then. So she was with us for almost 1 year, and then she left. I'm currently with Caroline, who's also very graceful, and they're so close. Sometimes when I'm showering and I hear them laugh, I'm jealous. Okay, sawa. Na hamsumbuangi. I was being told by a baby psychologist that the reason babies are really, because mine is stubborn, even when I'm feeding her, she's all over. But with her, I find her seated, anapewa food, anamaliza. But she told me it's because kids feel safe with their mother, so they want to do an experiment more. So I'm grateful to everyone who's walking through the journey with, even my sister-in-law, my brother. They surprise you with gifts. They ask you, are you okay? What are you doing? I'm super grateful to everyone who's been in this journey with me, and to the father also. Thank you. Yeah.
It's beautiful. So you are a person in the limelight.
Yes.
People know you, people interact with you. And so at some point, you introduced your baby to us, and we were eager to see her. So how are you able to ensure that as you protect your brand and yourself, you're also able to shield this child from online bullies and that kind of stuff?
I'll be very honest. Sometimes I'd tell you I don't know, but I'm trying. See, someone just made a comment telling me they're always looking forward to those snippets of your baby because, number one, it encourages so many women who've lost and they're waiting. And there are those who are just like, sasa huyu, anafikiria ni yeye wa kwanza kuzaa. So it's hard to strike the balance. And then again, we're in a tech world. I cannot help be out there. That is my work. Sometimes I have endorsements. Like currently I have a baby, I have a tablet, a child's tablet that I'm working with. There's no way I'm going to influence that for them without showing my child, you know. So I'd be lying if I said I know where or I know how to strike the balance, but I'm doing the best I can. I am doing the best I can. And if you come for my baby, haya, tutapelekana. Yeah, so I'm doing the best I can.
Okay. So you talked about we are in a technology world.
Yes.
And you started introducing your baby to gadgets. So unajua some of these gadgets, and you know some things are not safe.
Yes.
So are there some maybe measures that you're taking specifically as you give her the gadgets?
Yeah.
Maybe what settings are you playing around with to ensure that whatever she consumes
Yes.
is good enough for her? Because actually there was a conversation about some of the cartoons that babies watch.
Oh, yes.
How impactful they are to their daily lives. So maybe have you seen some of the changes with Nduta, and what are some of the measures that you're taking?
Disclaimer, I am doing the best I can as a mother. We are always doing the best we can. So the gadget, like the one I'm having, has screen time. So it goes off after the time I've set for her. I tell the nanny, no, don't always be on screen with this child. At some point, they leave the house, especially when it's sunny. Leave the house, go outside there, expose her to the other kids in the apartment. We try to visit my parents at least 3 times a month, because they don't live very far. And you can see she's very happy being outside there. So we try as much. But I've also noticed she's not someone who likes being on the gadget throughout. You'll notice utamwekea, lakini yako huko anacheza na vitu. So also I encourage her to play with other things, other toys. Of course you buy toys, but she chooses to play with your toothbrush and the shoes, which is also fine. I allow her to do that. So monitor screen time, sign in with the gadgets, see what they've been watching even with the nanny. Because again, the people we also entrust can only do so much. So again, pia tuna invite Mungu. Every day I leave the house, I tell God, I've left that child, I've left her with Caroline. I pray for them, protect them. I tell God, give Caroline patience and love to just look after that child in the best way they can. So again, we do the best as we can. Yeah.
Just continue doing the best that
Thank
you can. So I know being a mom will make you now responsible for someone else, but you need your time. You
Yes.
need to now explore what you like, some of the things that you loved doing even before giving birth. So maybe can you maybe advise a new mom on how they can always get their me time, maybe based on some of your experiences?
What I can tell a new mom is, like you saw in that story, before that child was born, there was you. And for you to be the best mother, you need to take care of you. So the hobbies that you used to do, of course now you can't do them as much as you used to, but you need to create time for you. You need to create time to maybe go take care of your body, number one, and it is important. I cannot insist on how much it is important to take care of your body, whether it's a spa, whether it's a walk, whether it's going to the gym. It will help you so much. When you take care of your body, it does a wholesome good to your whole even mental system. And the other thing is, just don't forget yourself. It's very easy to just forget yourself into the motherhood, especially when you're a mother and you're a wife. It's very easy to forget yourself. Make sure you prioritize yourself. And that is why we insist on preparing for birth. Don't be swayed, oh, nizalia. 99% of the time it is you who will be there. Si vibaya kumzalia, but remember, hata wewe unajizalia. So prioritize yourself as much as you can, because you can only be a good wife and a good mother if you're good to yourself. Yeah. And you project. Even when breastfeeding, you're told to be in the best mental state, because when you're not okay, you don't even have milk. So make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you're there for yourself also. Yeah. And have supportive friends. Have good, surround yourself with good energy. Energy is beautiful. Beautiful energy is beautiful to your soul also. Yeah.
Do you have specific, as you said, if an accounting and then you took it to your parents. So do you have specific goals or aspirations that you want your kids to achieve?
Yes. I'm really praying that she's artistic. Her father is also artistic. I'm very artistic also. And I'll try as much as possible to bring her also to work, see what I do, see if it's something she'd be interested in. Because, allow me to quote this, but see Wahindi, the way they run their businesses, they bring in their kids. During holidays, they are there working with them. It's only us who take our kids to school to be employed. But you have a whole business that your kids can inherit and do that. So I'm really hoping if she is not, I'll support her in whatever other area that I'll see she's talented. But I'm keen on talent. I really would want her to, because you can only be successful in something that you're passionate about. So I'll be really keen on what she's interested in. I'll try bring her into the art world, see what she wants or where she sees herself. I'd want her to achieve self awareness, self love. Woi, tumejipenda tukiwa wakubwa, and it's so sad, but again, our parents did the best they could. So that's also an achievement I'd want her to have as early as when she's just young. Those ones, yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about your upcoming event.
Yes.
Dubbed Motherhood, Loss, Career, and Mental Health.
Nice.
So talk to us about that.
So this is an event that we have organized to allow just women to speak freely. You can see loss has been really highlighted because, like I said, when you become a mother, and for those who are wives, it's easy to get lost into that. So there's that loss of yourself. There's the loss of someone who's gone through a miscarriage or a stillbirth. There are women who've lost jobs after they've given birth. There are women who've lost their marriages, probably after losing a child or during the process of raising one. So we just want to vocalize that and allow women to speak freely and to also understand that you're not the only one going through this. For me, most of my healing after I lost a child was to know that other women have gone through it. But I was like, I wish we'd highlight that more. I wish we'd not just make it a taboo, but just talk about it more. So we have beautiful speakers who will talk about business, thriving in motherhood and thriving in business. We have beautiful women who will be talking about overcoming loss. We have beautiful women who will be talking about how they've built up, how they've bounced back after loss in different aspects of life. And we are really in talk with different fertility centers. So we are hoping they'll come on board before then or in good time. And we also have partnered with beautiful spaces that allow women to go rediscover themselves, remind themselves who they were, and basically just give women space to speak. Yeah, that is, and we are not, this is the first one. We'll do so many more. I'm hoping we'll do them county-wise. Aside from this, we'll also do huge fertility expos for just women to come. And also we are in talks with adoption centers because you realize it's still a taboo. When people troll you after they realize you've adopted a child. But I'm like, she wants to be a mother. She can't biologically be, but there's an option of adoption. So we also want to kill the stigma around adoption. We are hoping they'll come on board in good time. And just allow women to explore different options of how they can be mothers, those who want. Yeah.
So maybe you can talk to our listeners or our viewers and tell them maybe where the event will be,
Okay,
what date, and how they can get the tickets.
All right. So the event is on the 18th of May, Ballpoint Village Market. The posters are on my page for you to register. The registration fee comes with a drink and a snack. The event runs from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come, listen, come heal, come share. It will be a beautiful experience. It's a mother's only event, and I can't wait to see you there. So check my posters at Auntie Jemimah on all platforms.
They will do that.
Thank you.
So as we conclude, someday Nduta will bump into this interview, and I'd want you to speak to her. If she comes back, what would you want to tell her?
Oh, Makeba Nduta, I love you. And I affirm that, and I tell you that every day. I want you to grow knowing that there is nothing you cannot achieve in this world. And I want you to grow into a woman who will not only impact yourself, but impact so many people in this society. Always remember that Mama loves you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. And also for Mother's Day, I want you to wish all moms maybe a happy Mother's Day, and maybe what your message would be to them.
For you, mom, who's watching this, you're doing very well. You're doing the best you can. I pray and I hope you also prioritize yourself. For all mothers in waiting, I would like to send you a lot of grace as you wait for your bundle of joy. For mothers who've probably just lost through a miscarriage or a stillbirth, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And hopefully you walk the journey with a professional, and I send you more grace. To nursing moms, those who are still there, more grace to you. Remember, that period doesn't last. After that, you go into another one and into another one. And a happy Mother's Day to you.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank
Is there
you.
Your parting shot, maybe. What would you have to say?
Thank you so much for having me here.
Pleasure.
Hope to come again and again.
Hey, Yamani.
Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. So many beautiful stories here. And love life. You only have this life. We don't know what is there after. So live this life and live it fully well.